Hey, what's up? I'm supposed to go on live at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, I finished what I was doing. I wanted to come on a little earlier. And those who didn't catch me on the live, catch me on the replay. It's all good. Today, we're going to talk about how I made my first 100K as a fitness professional, personal trainer. This is something some people know my story, my backstory from this, but not everybody know. So let's talk about that. For those who don't know me as yet, my name is Joel Olivier. I'm a personal trainer just like you, business owner, nutrition coach. I enjoy the game. I love it. I'm doing it since for a long time, for over 2 decades. So let me tell you my story about how I was able to crack it and what happened after that and what happened before that. So most of us who came in the game, we came in for the love, we came in for the passion, we came in because either you yourself was not healthy and you got healthy and you want to help other people get healthier. And most of the time it's around that story, right? You want to stay fit is a job that or career that allow you to stay fit. People are paying you to stay fit, and people are paying you to get them fit, and it's a sweet, sweet win-win situation as a fitness professional. That could be either for yoga, or it could be for Pilates, it could be for boxing, martial arts, one-on-one coaching, group X, you name it. And what I observe is when I come into the game in the space, they didn't really teach you how to make money at all. They just put you out to the world and say, okay, go bring me money. I'm like, okay, so what should I do? And for many clubs, when you first get started, they give you that 9 days grace period, expecting you to make a ton of money, crush it in sales, and most likely who knows nothing about selling because you didn't sign up to be a salesperson. You just sign up to transform people's life with what you know as a fitness professional. And when I observed that was stopping me from actually making money. I started to ask questions. I tried to after the people who was doing well, ask them, what are you doing? Share with me some tips that I could be better. And many of them, most cocky personal trainers or nutrition coaches, they love to talk about themselves, and most of the time they will share with you a tip or two. And I did. So what I did is I learned how to sell. First and foremost, I said, okay, I'm working in a facility. There's a lot of prospect. I just need to learn how to sell, how to close. I was a good talker already. I could just talk. I could talk anybody into anything, but I consider that selling. I just consider that rapport. But I wanted to know how to sell, how to overcome objections. That was the first part. However, while I was doing that, I was still not making as much as I thought I did. My first month learning, reading books on the topic, I get to realize I was able to walk away with $5,000. And that's way back in the days, right? Back in the days, and that was a lot of money back then. And it was okay, but I wanted more. But selling was not altered. So what I started to do back in I'm talking about way, way, way back in the early 2000s, I started to run newspaper ads to advertise myself, let people come in and buy from me. And I had people lining up, sitting, waiting for me for hours upon end to help me to actually close them to work with me. And it was getting too much, but I get to realize now, okay, I'm getting so much clients, but I'm not able to train all these clients. And that took me to that next level. I started to sought after other personal trainers who are struggling to get clients. And I say, hey, I'll give you this. However, I'll pay you. First, I was doing this. First, before I pay them, I'll say, okay, I'll give you the client. I'll keep 30%. And most of them say, okay, that's a good deal. I have a work. I get in a job. I could just train. That's all I have to do. And you could just give me clients. So that was the first approach. So I know I needed help. So I started to get personal trainers pay. And then I realized, nah, I should to change the game because trainers was I was charging at that time $120. I was just taking 30%. Trainers was making more money than in the gym. So I said, I don't know about that. So I started to say, okay, most trainers, really good trainers, get is like $40 or 45 maybe in a big gym or crunch. So I said, okay, I will just pay them $40. It's good. They're getting much more money than the club because most clubs, if they're not elite or that 40, they're making $25 an hour or 30 per session. So I was giving them the maximum that they will get in the club. And if I was making more money, now I had a ton of trainers. They're training on my behalf, and I am paying them. Right. And the things about it, I'll rotate the clients in between trainers so they never keep a client too long, which is cool. It was a win-win for me. And the money just keep piling up and piling up. And before I blink, I was starting to make 15,000 a month. I say, okay, that's sounding good. Then I say, okay, I could do more. And I started to push myself more. And me personally was training a lot more. And I was training myself to the max from 5 in the morning to sometimes 10 in the night. But I was able to make that 100,000 before a year. Less than a year, I was able to make that money. Would I recommend people doing exactly what I did? Maybe not, because I burned myself out. I swear I was getting a mental breakdown. I didn't like that feeling. I wouldn't recommend it on my worst enemy. So I'll say this. There is ways around, and it's easy really to make 100,000. It's not hard at all. Again, you might say, okay, Joel, you live in New York City and there's a lot of people. Yes, yes. But again, you have to remember where I came from. I came from the worst neighborhood in America, the worst. East New York, Brooklyn, Atkins Avenue. Can't get worse than that. That precinct as well was the worst precinct. They was killing brown skinned people like me like there was flies. So I came up in that rough era, rough neighborhood, and still was able to come out of that and be successful for myself. Success is different for everybody, and I know that. But usually, a lot of people will value finance as a form of success. What you didn't have, or what your mom or your parents couldn't make, you are making it. You're able to come out from certain situation, able to provide for loved ones. You may measure those stuff as success, and I did. I did. And making 100,000 is not hard at all. You just have to have a clear mindset that you will make it. You're saying to yourself, you will make it. And you feed out those lies, regardless of what people might think, even whatever foolish head trash you might have in your head, you have to kind of dismiss that and have a game plan. Okay, I'm in it to win and just really learn all, all the stuff that you need to actually achieve that. So you have to learn sales, how to market yourself, how to advertise, what makes you unique. Are you specialized in certain areas? You have to be able to make the most noise. The person who make the most noise win. And I was making a ton of noise in my little small ecosystem, and I was able to do it. You don't need to be famous for everybody, just somebody, a little group of, and you much more. I could continue talking for a while. I like talking about my story. I like talking about myself. However, hey, I hope I was able to motivate you and encourage you and show you that you could do it as well. So if you believe today you got that spark, go get it. If you need any like support or like ideas or tips, feel free to reach out to me and I will share with you exactly all the ins and outs that I did, and hopefully it help you out as well to do same or even better than I did at that time period. So hey, as always, peace and success.